24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika, nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika, nakupenda sana.
Can you hear me?
Let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
You can hear me. Yes, loud and clear. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I was connecting to two screens and I think it didn't want me to connect on the other one. Sorry about the technical glitch. So,
Oh,
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, yes, so this is
Yeah.
the African experience, as we are saying. This is the show where we profile, Africa, we profile the people in Africa. I've already wasted a bit of time with that technical glitch. Let me just go straight, to our guest for tonight. Our guest for tonight is none other than Noelle Makhaukane and Ngobeni. Welcome to the show, Noelle.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Wow, thank you so much for making the time to be with us. I know we had to stop you because you are on the road already. You are moving from one place to another. You are making money, and you say money recognize you. We want to hear more about that. Maybe before we go to the theme for today, who is Noelle Makhaukane Ngobeni? In the nutshell, who are you?
Um, I actually failed to answer that question because I am multifaceted woman. So yeah, I'm a mother. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm an aunt. Yeah, um, what is, yeah, what other role do I have in my life? Yeah, I'm
That's a lot.
I'm a
That's a
superb
lot of
woman.
roles.
Let me put it like that.
I
Yeah, that's
love
too
that.
many
I
roles.
love that.
Actually, that's actually a lot. I actually didn't even mention all of them.
I love that when you say you are a superb woman. I love the confidence. I love the confidence that you bring on the table. You are the superb woman. Sometimes we shy away from saying who we are. Sometimes we
Yeah,
shy away from saying what we are good at. But every
yeah.
time I engage with you, I follow you on social media, you are so bold about what you are good at and you promote that. I actually love that. Maybe talking about,
Sorry,
the
I don't
things
know
that
what's
we are.
going on.
Mm,
Let me remove the music.
yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, there was oh, my Bluetooth connected and there was music on the background. Sorry about that.
Okay, no, that's fine. This is what happens when we are actually multitasking and things like that. Okay, so what did
But
you
where's the
study?
sound coming from? Just for a second.
Mm. Okay, while we are doing, the technical glitch there, let me just go straight, to the lines. I see Niko Patsin Madoleke. Thank you so much for joining. Shewani, thank you so much. He's joining us on Facebook. And he's actually looking at, yes, you are a multifaceted, and, she is my neighbor. Oh, okay. It's very interesting, to see neighbors. We have powerful neighbors. If your neighbor is Patson Maluleke, now I also want to be your
Yes.
neighbor because I also want to be your neighbor because those neighbors, there is something powerful there because both of you are really doing great things. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what did you study?
Sure. Before I went to study interior design, actually, at first I thought I was going to become an air hostess. Can you believe? I just love the
Okay.
uniform, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and but along the way, when I finished my matric, I went to an University of Technology. I studied information administration and technology.
Mm-hmm.
While I was there, and I discovered there's a course called interior design, and I went in to check what exactly is happening here because it was the first time I'm hearing of such a course, and
Mm-hmm.
only to realize that it's actually what I am passionate about. And
Okay.
because when I was growing up, you know, I actually used to annoy my mother so much. I used to, change things in the house all the time. Every school holiday, I was giving her a headache that, oh no, this child, I'll come back from wherever and I'll find my house settings have been changed. Yeah, so I'll change a lot of things in the house, um, according to my taste. But at the
Yeah.
time, I didn't know that's actually interior design.
Mm,
And when after I finished my first qualification at Tshwane University of Technology, and after I
mm,
actually discovered there's actually interior design, I didn't tell my mom immediately. I actually first finished my first degree. And when I finished, I went to my mom. As a firstborn, you have to think about your siblings before you
mm,
request additional courses to study.
mm-hmm.
You have to think about the siblings that come after you. So
Yes.
yeah, and I finished my first qualification, and after that I went to my mom. I'm like, Ma, I would love. There's a course called interior design, and they also teach you how to make furniture and all of that, to make
Mm,
curtains. They actually teach you how to make the house beautiful. I would love to
mm,
study that. To my
mm,
surprise, she didn't
mm.
hesitate at all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and she immediately agreed. And as a firstborn, you were thinking, she's gonna be hesitant, she's gonna be
Mm,
resistant. That no, wait
mm,
for your other siblings to finish this. I mean, you've just finished your first qualifications. Can give
mm,
others a chance. But
mhm,
yeah, she agreed and she went ahead. So immediately I finished my first qualification. The
mhm.
following year, I enrolled for interior design. It
Okay.
it was actually done by Chan University of Technology but by an institution called Kodak Institute.
Okay.
And yeah, I studied it. I
Mhm,
decided to take a 1 year um, diploma because I've just finished my um, uh, uh, you know very big and long qualification, and you don't
yeah.
want to finish other kids' money, your siblings' money for
Yeah.
education. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's how I actually got to interior design.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
bold thing for you to be able to do. I like that, because I mean, yeah, I still want to explore a little bit because now you did interior design. I remember in my junior years, I did home economics and we're doing a little bit of interior design, but I
Mm.
never had, ideas of what you are doing. I look
Yeah.
at what you are doing, I'm like, wow, where does she come from? And we're gonna showcase, some of the things that you are doing because I don't think people really imagine what kind of interior design you are doing. Yeah. I've
Mm.
met a lot of people who are doing interior design. They'll come and show you, this is how you put your curtains and stuff. But for you, you went further, not only to buy things that are made by someone else, but to
Mm.
make the things, to open the company where you are
Yeah.
actually making the things that we are putting in people's houses.
Yeah.
For me, that is something that is unheard of, and we would like to explore a little bit more about that. Before we go to the theme of the day, I just want us to take a short commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to acknowledge some of the people that are joining us online, and I want you to tell us why you chose the theme of the day the way we have it today. Let's take a quick commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. Wow, wow, wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the African Experience. You are with me, Dr. Hlami. I know that when we started, we had, some technical glitches. You couldn't hear me, but, I could hear myself. Okay, so this is the show where we talk anything and everything about Africa, and we celebrate her people. We celebrate, the people who are making, a mark in their lives. And tonight we are talking to this powerful woman. Her name is Noelle Makhaukane Ngobeni. She is an interior design. She has multiple hats and things like that. Before we went on an ad break, she was telling us how she actually found herself, doing something in this field. Let me acknowledge, some of the listeners that are joining us online. Ntsako, Jay Kosa, thank you so much for joining. Amibona, Milemoyeni, Mikwala, thank you so much for joining. I also see Tlangelani, Tsonga Queen, powerful woman. I think, she's really, really powerful and hot. We can see that. Patson, he's one of our loyal listeners. Thank you so much for joining. She says she's intelligent, hardworking, and beautiful. Her work speaks for itself. She is hands-on. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, Patson, following her on social media. Makhaukane, something is so bold. Something that is so bold here. The theme for tonight, you chose Money Recognizes Me, Money Loves Me, and Money Stays with Me. Why did you choose, such a bold statement?
There is one thing that I know for sure, that money is a magnet.
Mm,
You attract money when you want it. Money will, if you're afraid of it, it will also be afraid of you. When you
okay,
mistreat it, it will also mistreat you. When you
okay.
abuse it, it will also abuse you. And
Okay.
money, as much as it's a magnet, money is also very spiritual. You pray
Mm,
for your money, you fast for your money, and as you tithe with your money, you also, um, pray for it that it stays with you. And that's
mm,
one thing that I've always wanted to attract for myself. That you know, uzongabona when you are working, you're working so hard, you're working really
mm,
hard, but you actually
mm.
don't see where the money is going.
Yeah,
You actually don't see what you're doing with your money, but you're working every day. You're working and you're making
yeah,
the money. You do see the
yeah.
money coming in your account, but it doesn't stay because
Okay,
you don't have a good relationship with it. So this
okay.
for me is an affirmation, and something that I remind myself every day when I'm working, that
Mm,
when I'm making this money, I need it to stay.
mm,
I don't want it to be here today and gone tomorrow. And yeah,
okay.
it's a personal affirmation for myself, but
Mm-hmm,
also, I want to believe that what I'm doing with the money that I am making, I want to build a
mm,
legacy for myself, but also for my children and
okay,
everyone around me. So
okay,
that's why I'm not afraid to actually also use money, not only for myself and my family, but also even for other people, to empower other people.
mm.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. I love that. I see Knowledge Nkuna is joining and say, if you are afraid of money, it will also be afraid of you. I think that
Yeah.
is something that, he actually picked there. I'm
Yeah.
sure we could go on and on and on. And for you to actually give us tips, because not everybody, somebody, one thing to pray about money and make money and all that,
Mm.
but not everybody has, that knowledge and skills on how to actually keep it and how to make it, work for us. Perhaps,
Yeah.
we could engage you further, just, to give us, those tips on how to do that. Temba Sivalo, thank you so much for also joining. My co-host is here, Mandla. Mandla, let's make money, my friend. Let's make money, and we have to allow money to love us.
Hey, Doc, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, yay, this year I love money so it can love me back. I love that statement. I just love that statement. But otherwise, Doc, thanks for having me. I've been having issues, but now we're good to go. I've met this Noelle. I think it's more than 10 years ago in the entrepreneurial space. This woman has always been a hustler of note, as far as I know. Now, and I know you to be in different aspects of being an entrepreneur. What drew you to 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 now your company, and what's the story behind your name? What's the story behind that, and what drew you to that?
Well, the story behind my name is quite simple, really. My name is actually French. Most people actually mistake me for not being South African because of that name. It's a French name meaning Christmas. I was born on the 24th of December, so on Christmas Eve. So when my mother named me Noel, as if I was a boy, probably I would have been named Noel. But yeah, as a girl, she named me Noel. And then yeah, and so when I actually had to choose a company name for my business, I went through so many names. Then I finally decided, you know what, I want a business that actually is for seasonal. I don't want a business that only is on, you know, required by people only for a certain season, and then other seasons you are actually quiet, you're not working, there's no business coming through. So I spoke life into my business. I said, this business will be for seasonal. I want it to be able to serve people all 4 seasons of the year. And firstly, I thought I actually had named it Four Seasons at first. I thought, nah. Then I looked around and so when I went to CIPC register, we found that there were too many Four Seasons. I think there's a hotel Four Seasons, and there's some other places called Four Seasons. I was like, no, this is not gonna work. People are going to mistake my name for for these other businesses. So yeah, and I thought, let me use French because anyway, I've got a French name, which is Noel.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, and then I googled the word Four Seasons in French, and I found it. But at first, I could not even pronounce it.
Okay.
So I had a guy who was French speaking, and I asked him, "How do you pronounce Four Seasons in French?" And then he taught me. And yeah, and I was like, okay, then I'm gonna name it Quatre Seasons. And
Hold
yeah,
on.
and yeah, he
Hold on.
says it better than me because my accent is not French.
Slow down.
So
Slow
yeah,
down.
and that's why I named it Four Seasons.
No, slow
Quatre
down and
Seasons.
say it slowly because I don't think I can pronounce that. Say it slowly.
Quatre Seasons.
Okay.
Okay. I think we will let that. Mandla.
We'll practice, Doc, behind closed doors. That's quite an interesting story. We always say there's always a story behind all of us. All of us have got a story. But now, with your journey in this journey of being an entrepreneur, I know you have worn these two hats, and you have been on both sides of the coin. I When I first met you, you were actually on the side who was a mentor, you were coaching, I know you were offering business advice, and now you are on the
Yeah.
other side. Now you're actually an entrepreneur. Please take our listeners through that journey. How has that transition been for you from being on the other side and now wearing the other hat? How has that been for you?
I actually, you know, uh, um, you know. trust and believe that every journey that we take in life, it's leading us to something.
Mm.
And my journey in entrepreneurial space was actually preparing me for where I am right now. When I first got my first uh, time in the entrepreneurial space was with before that I've worked for government, but my first real entrepreneurial space was with Medical Research Council, where I had to actually sell medical technology to the government, to the government of South Africa. So I was one of the people who were spearheading the project within Medical Research Council. I was working with a certain doctor there. Our unit was called telemedicine. And then after that, you know, for some reason, I actually didn't even apply for the position at Medical Research Council. I was headhunted. And then even for my second position in the entrepreneurial space, which was with Enablers Entrepreneurial Network, which was a Canadian organization that was a non-profit organization operating in South Africa and other parts of Africa. I was also actually headhunted. So yeah, that's where Manda and I actually met. So when I was there, everything that I have actually I was doing there, or I was helping other entrepreneurs, I knew that I also want to be in this space. It's actually one of the biggest reasons that pushed me to actually decide to go register my business, because I registered my business in 2012 when I was working for for Enablers Entrepreneur Network. And I never stopped since then. I would operate my business, one foot in working for an employer and one foot working for myself. And then I started building my business from there. So it actually helped me to be able to run my business effectively till today. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me go back to the lines. I see Nico was like, oh, the name of the company was not clear. So we did, we are posting, the name, and we are posting, her website. We are posting, where you could actually get more information. Don't ask me to pronounce it. I think I will butcher it, but we will type, the name for you to see it. We want to acknowledge Happy Chua. We are watching. Thank you so much. We can see that. Thank you so much for watching. And when we follow you on social media, Mandla and I are very good at stalking, especially the people that we profile, because we don't just profile people who do not have a story. We profile people who have story, and we stalk and we stalk and we stalk. Now we're gonna take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to show our listeners, some of the things that we found on your social media platform, and we'll ask you to explain what, these things are. And we also want you to share with people what are the services and products that you are actually, giving. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Are you ready for the ultimate dietary powerhouse? Look no further than Masana Dietitian's Nutro Boost. Our scientifically formulated low GI food is designed to give you the boost you need to fuel your body and reach your health goals. With Nutro Boost, you have the flexibility to enjoy it as a high fiber cereal or a satisfying shake. Simply mix it with water and indulge in the mouth-watering flavors that we have to offer. But that's not all. NutriBoost is packed with essential nutrients that are beneficial for your overall well-being. Enriched with 20 immune-boosting vitamins and minerals, it's a convenient and effective way to support your immune system. And here's the best part. NutriBoost is gluten-free, egg-free, and high in omega-3, making it suitable for those with dietary restrictions or allergies. Need an energy boost? NutriBoost has you covered. It's high in energy and protein, providing you with the fuel you need to power through your day. Whether it's a busy morning or an intense workout session, say goodbye to midday slumps and hello to sustained energy with Nutro Boost. Try it today and experience the difference. For orders or to become a distributor, contact us on the following details.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the African Experience. You're with me, Dr. Ngwenya. I'm not alone. I'm with my co-host, Mandla Aventina Wakamabunda. Mandla, I can see people are really butchering, the name of the company. I see Knowledge Mkuda is trying to write it. He wrote to Quatre Sessions.
Dog, I actually read that in Tsonga. When I saw it, I read it in Tsonga and I just laughed at myself. Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite
Yes.
interesting, and
Okay.
we are learning so much. This is a powerhouse that we're talking to, ladies and gentlemen. I hope someone out there is getting inspired that you can follow your passion, you can run behind it. I mean, we are talking about someone who's been in the game for more than 10 years, even more than that. So this is someone who really knows what they're talking about. No one can deny her passion, as we found out with her social media presence. So if DJ Mercy has some snippets of some of her work that has been posted on social media, can we have those flighted, please? Ceci, while we are waiting for that, please take us through the value chain. Yeah, your business. We see here there's while we are talking about the value chain and stuff, let's be referring to the pictures. I wonder if you can see the pictures. We are seeing a very beautiful bedroom suite. Are you able to chat us through that?
So at what we do is with all our furniture is actually custom made. Um, we used to have a showroom, but COVID happened. We had to close it down. Yeah, so we're back in business. We never stopped basically, but since we're back into having our own factory again, since 2023 again, we then decided, let's do customization, which is quite easier, where clients will come into us, residential clients, your hospitality clients, your clients in the retail industry, they'll come to us and actually request that we make furniture for them. So every piece of furniture that you see there, it's custom made. It's not, bought from any shop. We make it ourselves from our factory, and yeah, and what we do is that a client will call us in, and we have a meetup with them. They tell us what they need. We study, their lifestyle, their needs, their taste as well. We ask questions, so we get a full briefing, so that when we then go back and sit down and with the creative team, we come out with something that resonates with the client. Some people are minimalistic. Some people are bold, they don't mind color, we'll give them color. Some people are like tone down, your gray colors, your undertone colors, we'll give them that. And yeah, so that's how we actually bring out our designs for each client. So this is why you see that most of our work, it's not something that you would find out there in the market. It's something that is inspired or motivated by what the client is looking for. And our work or our job as interior designers is to actually bring out what the client is looking for. And yeah, and that's how we bring out our creativity.
Wow, wow, wow.
This
At the beginning, I said, Yeah, at the beginning, I said, you are a different type of, an interior design, because
Yeah.
a lot of people who are doing interior design, they go and buy furniture and they come and rearrange it.
Yeah.
But for you, you actually start from the design. I think
Yeah.
for me, that is something so special.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the things that you are doing. I'm like, is this my neighbor? Because you don't imagine an African child
Yeah.
somewhere there,
Yeah.
somewhere in Guyana, Kamaland, you cannot imagine that an African woman like you can be able to do that. And I think for me, this is something that inspires me. Let me acknowledge, Griselda, Cassandra, thank you so much for joining. She's saying inspirational sister in entrepreneurial space. You can see, the entrepreneurs, they know each other. They know
Know
each
each
other and
other.
they support each other. Yes, and there was a question there from Patson, who says, "Do you mentor, other young people in your field?" And I think we can ask you to respond to that. But he also is saying it says a lot about people that are headhunted, because you were sharing your story, how you're being headhunted and things like that, because there's something valuable in you and something that is unique that I really like. Mandla, what do you think, my sister?
It's very inspiring, really, listening to the story. I particularly liked the one with the mirrors at the back. I'm drawn to that. And excuse me, I've seen some of her work myself. I mean, she redesigned a bathroom, yeah, one of my sisters, and really it was unique and it was beautiful. So, I this is the one that I like. I think we'll be talking about that. For me, it's I think it's talking to me really. So we'll take it offline. But other than that, how do you keep going, Ceci? Because sometimes you mentioned an issue where it was downtime due to COVID. When you hit challenges, how are you able to continue going?
Sure. It was a difficult period in everyone's life, not only my life, everyone globally, you know. But when you actually um, uh, are passionate about what you do, work will find you. And for some reason, if I can tell you that, actually in that same year I got two. In the same year when 2020, when we had COVID, I had two good projects, least expected, out of nowhere. Because people were dying to. Because remember, people are sitting in their homes, and now they see all these inadequacies that, like, oh, I actually don't like my bathroom. Actually, never noticed, because every day I'm in this bathroom, or I'm in my house. Actually, it was three projects. I'm lying. Yes, three projects. Every time I'm in this space, I'm in a hurry. It's either I'm sleeping or I'm busy, and then first thing in the morning I'm out. I'm going to work. I'm busy. I'm traveling. But now I spend most of my time at home, and yeah, and so I clients did call me, but it was during when I think it was on level three. I think level 3 or 2. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, and that kept me going. But also, what I did is I went back to my other skill that I learned when I was working for Medical Research Council. Um, you know, and I tapped into that, and actually tapped into the network within the medical space to say, what are you guys doing? I understand you guys. I'm not a doctor myself. I'm not an essential worker myself. But what is it that you guys need? What is it that will make your life easier? And yeah, that's when I supplied those products that were helping during COVID. um yeah, so then I'll use my connections to actually get those products, because I did work with a lot of doctors I was with Medical Research Council. So yeah, that kept me afloat. And when COVID ended, I was like, this is it. I'm going back full time into my business, and I I went back to most of my clients that I had served before, to just tell them, look, I'm still here. Hello. I'm still here. My business is still surviving. For me to be able to serve you, just give me a call. Here's my profile again. So I reintroduced myself. And as I did that, actually, one of my biggest client that I served in 2018, which was Sun International, came back full force, since 2021, 2021, I think, yeah. Am I right? Yeah, 2020, no, end of 2021, end of 2021, let me say it, put it like that, till today, they consistently ordering from me. And as orders come through, they come in big numbers. It's not like your one purchase order or two. Sometimes they give me like 4 or 5 purchase orders or 6 purchase orders at the time, which is really good. So yeah, and that's how I managed to bounce back and reopen my factory.
What I like, Mandla and the listeners, what stands out for me, if a client comes to you and they come for the second round and the third round, it shows that you deliver what they like. Because normally, if you don't deliver, people don't come back to you. I really, really
Yeah.
like that. I would like you to unpack, for our listeners, because I mean, people have seen some pictures here and there, but we still haven't had the full picture of what your products are. Take us through all the services that you provide. For example, I mean, we saw beds there and whatever.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
provide? Yeah.
So we have a full spectrum of products and services.
Yeah.
We offer our clients interior design, which is where we go into the space. We either measure the space or you give us your house plan, and we'll then design it either by using a mood board presentation, or we do 3D design renders and perspective, which is we use a Revit or AutoCAD software packages, where we design your space. We make it look real. What you see from the 3D design is exactly what you're gonna get. Color and finishings and fittings, everything as it is.
Well,
And if a client says, "Nah, you know what, I actually don't need all that," because obviously the 3D design comes at the fee, which is a per square meter rate. Then we say, okay, look, we can do, just give us a briefing of what style do you like, and then the client will give us the style they like. Are they a minimalistic person, a contemporary kind of person who contemporary designs, will then bring out the designs as the client spec. And when they approve what we proposed, then we produce it. We manufacture it exactly as per spec. And so that's where it goes into manufacturing, where we go and we manufacture the furniture as it is. But also we've had numerous requests where people are asking, you know what, I've not seen what I have in my mind anywhere in the market, but this is an idea of what I'm looking for. Maybe it may be a dining table or a couch, and they give us a brief, and then okay, we'll then design that brief from that couch from scratch. And then when they're happy, color everything they spec, we then manufacture it exactly as it is. And we also do automation, which we automate your house, where you'll be able to switch on your lights even when you're not home, close your curtains remotely, open your curtains remotely, all those things. But also it can work even when you're in the house, where you can open and close without touching your curtains. Obviously, where you can open and close your curtains. And we do quite a lot. We also do space planning where someone says, look, I don't know what, I've got a space, my things are all over. I don't know how to put together my furniture. I've got beautiful furniture in the house, but I don't know how to put it together. And we'll go in and we'll help put it together for them. And all this obviously comes at a fee. And others will say, no, you know what, I don't actually need your furniture and all of that stuff, but I just need consultation. Just tell me what I can do with the space. I'll go and do it myself. Then we do your interior design consultation. Yeah. So it's actually quite a lot that we do. Others will say, I have furniture I've bought or I've imported furniture, but I need someone to actually come in and set it up for me. We're also able to do that, and we project manage for them, and also what we also do is what we call curation, interior curation. So interior curation is where it's especially for people who have properties that they want to sell. People buy properties because they see how it's gonna look like when they've set it up interior, then we'll go in and set it up for them, and we rent out the furniture for them or to them, and we set it up for them and we fit whatever needs to be fitted, take the pictures, and then they are what do they call them, property practitioners will then take those pictures and then put them on the market, and the house will sell fast, basically, because of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
I see, Tsakane Mabasa saying, Bazalwane, having used her service, I can vouch for her professionalism. There you have a very, very happy client there. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
all this.
you.
Wow, Madla, yo, I'm actually trying to imagine, if I were to ask you to come and do something for me, definitely bright colors. I can see that orange there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I know already what Sami likes, so I will actually give you exactly. With you, I don't even have to probably do a briefing because I know you already. I've studied you. I've seen what you like.
What's quite fascinating for me, it seems like you also study a lot of, you have to study people and how they respond to the environment, to
I do.
a lot of things. And it also comes across as a niche market. So who is your client base, basically? Who's a typical, hey, I don't want to also butcher the name, your client. Let's see that.
I actually get that. I get that question a lot. Everyone is basically my client, guys. I don't know. People always think, "Oh, you're expensive. I cannot afford you." You actually high end kind of client. Yes, my furniture is high end, but with the budget that you have, say you say, you know what, Noelle, I've got 100,000 rand. That's all I have. I want to change two of my bedrooms or one of my bedrooms. Yeah, we can work with that. So basically, anyone and everyone is my client. Just give me the money. Tell me how much you have. Tell me how much you have. I will give you exactly what you want, and I'll give you value for your money. Yeah.
You know what? There's one thing that I'm learning. Your relationship with money excites me. You are not afraid to say, give me the money, because I want the money.
Yeah.
And, sometimes we shy away, we don't even know how to price our services because, you think that if you tell that, you want the money, people will look at you otherwise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a question here. I think two of our listeners have asked the question about mentorship. If you mentor young people in your interior business, what is your response to that?
That's my most exciting time, actually, in my business. So I I've done quite a lot of mentorship, where I've taken young graduates, fresh from
Okay.
varsity, no experience, with just a portfolio from when they were studying their interior design course or their architectural course, and then give them freelance opportunities to work with me, and yeah, and while I'm guiding them, and also when I'm paying them. So I don't only take graduates, have them work, and not pay them. I pay for their time, and it's on market rate.
Okay.
So I make sure that when I hire them or I give them a project, it's worthwhile for them to learn a skill, expose them to the new market, and expose them to the kind of clients that I serve, and also pay them. So most of the people that I've mentored are your young graduates. Um, but also, I would get random requests from people saying, "Oh, we want you to mentor us." I've done that before, but right now I've decided to monetize it. And so I do charge for mentorship. I've got your monthly mentorship program, which is on a month-to-month basis. I also have your once off mentorship, and I also have your 6 months mentorship. And the reason for that is that
Wow.
I want to give you, you know, value for your money, but also value of my time. Not just doing it because, you know what, I have free time, but I actually want to say, here's my time, here's my skill, here's my network as well. If you want to start, you probably don't have the money to go and study interior design, but you have the passion, you know. Um, I do take in such people and then I mentor them. And the other one that excites me as well is that I take young kids. Mostly it has been boys. I don't know why girls don't want to come in and do this, but anyway, it's topic maybe for another day. Um, my son is one of the boys that I've been working with. So on school holidays, I will take my friends' kids, my son, um, and employ them while they're learning a skill. I will teach them about tiling, carpentry, woodworking, upholstery, all of those things. And those ones, they don't pay a cent. I just dedicate my time to teach young kids, but I only take between the ages of 16 to 21 years. Because once they hit 21, they get very busy with their university studies and all that stuff. And yeah, and that's what I've been doing as well.
Oh wow, that
Wow.
is so
Wow.
so interesting and inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is the African experience, and as usual, we have our good doctor who's always having everything in place for us to have our show go nicely. And we are talking to one powerhouse, one lady who's unique, who's bubbly, who's full of energy, and who loves her money, and the money loves her back. So you come across as someone who loves empowering, who loves mentorship, who loves coaching, and you when you are talking about that, you do come across like you really enjoy it. I mean, the story with your sons and the boys and what it comes across that you enjoy it. Are you looking into that as a future formalized program linked to
Yes.
QS? I'll call it QS, or how?
Yeah.
What does the future look like for you?
Definitely. I would definitely want to formalize that, especially for the one for the young kids. And please, like I said, it's always been boys who come forth. Girls between the ages of 16 and 21, you are welcome. Get in touch with me. And if it's an issue of distance, let's see what we can do. I mean, don't say, oh, she's in Pretoria, I am in Cape Town, or I am in Limpopo, in Venda somewhere, or in Giani somewhere, Malamlele somewhere, or Zanino, or Palaburo, wherever, or in Mtata. I will not be able to get into the program. My services are nationwide, you know. So whenever I take in young kids, I use them as and when I need them to come on board. And for example, when I have, as much as I'm based in Pretoria right now, when I have projects in Joburg, the boys that have always been in my program, when I go to Joburg and I have a project there, I invite them to come and work with me. If I have a project in Umtata, which I've had quite a number of projects in Umtata, when I'm there, I will invite you to come and work with me. While you're learning, but you're also earning, you know, and also teach them the value of money, because that's also very important. So, yeah, I would love to formalize it as time goes on. And when I formalize it, obviously, it will be a registered program where, you know, we'll run probably a nationwide program where we'll travel around and teach young kids. There is a very great and niche market for kids to get into, and encourage the young ones to be hands-on, you know. Not everything,
Even in
not everything.
schools.
As much as you want to study other things, it's okay, but just you can't have a house where your toilet has broken down. You don't even know how to do your own plumbing in your house. Hello? No.
Yeah, hello. No, I love that. I love that. You know, Noel, when we are having so much fun in this program, the time flies. I'm looking at my time. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Perhaps maybe we could actually invite you for maybe a follow-up session at some point, because there are so many questions that I had, and we also need just to have maybe half, a quarter of the session where we are really showcasing, these things, because, hearing it is one thing, but, seeing what you do is another thing. On that note, where can people find you? On your social media platform, where can people find you? Just give us maybe some of your social media platform where people can find you to see really the work that you do.
I am on WhatsApp. I've got a business WhatsApp. The number is 071 020 3233. I repeat, 071 020 3233. And I'm also on TikTok as Quatrisisons, if you just Google my company name. And I'm also on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I am on LinkedIn. I'm also on YouTube, but I haven't had the time to load the videos that I've been taking on YouTube. But I'm on all those spaces. But I also have a website, which is www.quatrisisons.co.za.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm looking at my time. Our technical producer is already looking at us. Thank you so much for helping us to open, this season. This was really inspiring. And definitely we're going to share more about the work that you do on our social media platform and really promote you. And thank you so much. Thank you, DJ Messi, and apologies because we are really just a minute above the time. But thank you. And thank you to our listeners. Next week, we are bringing yet another exciting, powerhouse. Stay tuned to the African Experience. And thank you so much, Mandla, for always, being, that pair with the story.
Thank you. Next week, same time, same place.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana, oh Afrika nakupenda sana.